welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brywell alongside April Howdy, and hard to believe, Coach, you're coming up now a few days away, and you're going to have back-to-back tournaments the next 2 weekends, so it's going to get real busy real quick for you.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Start of a new year and a new team, and excited to get going here on Friday.
You like this team this year. We were talking before we started recording the show. You really like the makeup of these Tigers.
Yeah, they've worked hard this summer. Our strength coach, Joe Collins, is fantastic. He's gotten them ready. We had a successful preseason, and just their energy and how hard they're fighting every day, their passion in the gym has been amazing. So we've seen big progress in 2 weeks, and I think we're going to continue to see that in the next 4 weeks of preseason non-conference tournaments.
A lot of depth on this team. It'll be led by 4 seniors.
Yeah, our 4 seniors with Mickey, Summer, Kat, and Kenzie have really worked well together to make sure that this is going to be a successful year, because we also brought in 5 freshmen. So there's an interesting mix there and kind of helping those freshmen along, because we know some freshmen will be in the mix on the court. But those 4 seniors are really the backbone of the team, and the better that they do, the better everyone else does. But I don't feel like it's so much pressure on them that they have to perform night in, night out at the very highest level, because we have depth on the team that there's balance. So they can just be in their role and be the best in it. And then, we add to the mix with the other players on the court. I think we have a pretty good unit out there.
Leading up to the first tournament this weekend, you're doing your morning practices, and now it's just practice. You had your last scrimmage, I believe, on Saturday. You felt really good coming out of that scrimmage.
We did. We actually did 2 scrimmages this year. So we did one early preseason, only about 4 days into practice. And just to see the improvement from the first one to the second, definitely very competitive. And as a coach, you always want something else to work on. So this team has adapted well to what we say, hey, here's the focus for the week, and then we get so much better in that. So it's just exciting to see, okay, this week we have to add some more things based on what we saw on Saturday, and hopefully that'll be nice and crisp going into the first match at noon on Friday.
Well, let's talk about this weekend, Memphis Invitational, Friday and Saturday. Friday, you mentioned your first game. You'll see Chicago State, then you'll see Central Arkansas later that day.
Right.
Then Saturday it'll be Belmont.
It's a really strong tournament, especially to open up with. Chicago State, I know they brought in a lot of international players, so kids we've never seen before. We really don't know what the makeup of their team is. We just know that they're strong, they're big. Central Arkansas came second in their conference last year, projected to finish well this season too, so that'll be a strong battle. And then, of course, Belmont's always a strong game. They ended up winning the Ohio Valley last year at the tournament. They played the NCAA tournament, and we went with 5 with them opening weekend last year. So we know it's going to be a battle, and our team's going to get tested really quickly in the next couple days.
Down the road a little bit before you open up conference play, but the American this year, talk about the league. It's usually a very strong league.
Especially when you see kind of, do those preseason votes and conference standings and how close the votes are between teams. I think anyone can kind of finish anywhere. And just like last year, it was a 1-game difference between 4th place and 10th place.
Yeah.
So we know that our team is strong, but we also know the other teams across the net are, so we have to keep progressing. But I'm excited. I think this year, for sure, we can hopefully get 2 teams in the NCAA tournament postseason play with the strength of our conference. Again,
this weekend's the Memphis Invitational, and we'll talk more about it next week, but just want to mention next week, the Tiger Invitational. So you're going to be at home again, and next week it's going to be Jackson State, Eastern Illinois, and La Tech.
Yeah, so we get a chance to get 6 matches right away at home, and plus we did the 2 scrimmages. We really wanted to focus on being better at home. Last season our away record was way better than our home record, and so we wanted to really emphasize that early by getting them in front of the crowd as soon as we can and saying this is our home court and we're here to defend it. So again, it should be really good volleyball, and then we go on the road for about 3 weeks straight. So it's good that we get the first 2 home tournaments.
Coach, best of luck this weekend.
Okay, thanks.
That's April Howdy. I'm Jeff Brywell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.